There's just so much that I want to say. It might not even... There's so many stories to tell. I don't even know if they'll fit all in one. God, what the fuck? Jesus Christ. Stupid.
I'm glad I got that one.
Stupid. This is so stupid. See, this is going bad. This is going sour.
Right.
Garlic. Had... Oh God, hold up.
Still got it.
Here lies a very small glimpse of a day in the life of me. What makes me so special? Well, nothing really, but amongst a male-dominated field in a city that shows really no love at all, I'm what I call a female hip-hop artist. I'm also what you would call somebody that suffers with anxiety and severe depression. I was diagnosed with panic disorder. And although I still manage to get through my day, I find a lot of it hinders what I do and what I think I'm able to do. I've been trying to make it for the past 5 years in the hip-hop industry. Many people call me the Lady Gaga of hip-hop, or the Lady Gaga of Pittsburgh. I moved to New York not too long ago, and I decided to move back home after 5 years of living there. I'm about to release my second album, Chase Dreams Not Boys, which has some really dope features on it from some artists that are about to blow up. This is probably my proudest project because I was on the cusp of what I thought was coming next in hip-hop, and I fucking nailed it. But the only person I have is myself. I get really anxious, lonely, scared. I question the future a lot. In fact, I'm trying to gasp for air right now, and I can't seem to get it in.
You got it.
I know a lot of people say they have a lot on their plate, or they juggle a lot. I find myself doing a lot of things, and I look at other people who have a giant team around them, and I kind of feel envious. I call myself a Jane of all trades. In fact, this documentary you're watching, I'm editing it. But I love editing, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Yeah, well, I woke up this morning and ate a giant veggie stir-fry with garlic pesto aioli because I make my own. I cook for myself.
Okay, we're not friends anymore.
Why are we not God, yeah, no,
Oh, damn!
Really?
Yeah, really.
Damn, see, this is why I can never live with anybody or have a boyfriend. That's why, because I'm gross, I burp, and I fart, and
But, see,
I eat so many vegetables, and, that's
But when someone
number
can
one,
tolerate
if not
that...
number two on the list.
But when someone can tolerate that, that's perfect.
I've never, given them the chance to, find out, so, you know?
Let's see, you've known me for almost 10 years. I already know about this shit.
This stupid phone, okay, because obviously you know how much I've been talking about how I hate my Android phone.
Yes.
I can't get, every single time I try to send a text, ad pops up.
Well, wish you need to.
Yeah, while you texted me, see, another ad popped up. I don't know where this documentary is going to go, but it might turn into an anti-Android phone video. That's what it might turn into, because that's how much I freaking hate this phone. This guy I knew texted me, here, come in. This guy I texted, or that I used to know, he lived in New Jersey and I lived in New York when I was living in New York, and I was working on the Lex Files. This was late 2014. Mm-hmm. I hit him up about doing a collaboration for the track Alarma that I did with Frizzy.
Nice.
I was originally going to get Prodigy on the song Alarma.
Wow.
He was going to do it for really cheap, $1,000, but for some reason, I was I need this money because I'm living in New York right now, and I just didn't, I ended up just meeting his manager. I would take the New Jersey Transit up to New Jersey and meet him. We'd talk. He was, interested in distributing my stuff or whatever. We talked about, like, how is it for Prodigy? How is him, like, touring? Like, does he do well? What's he working on and everything? And then he had...
Don't worry, I'll edit that part out.
That's the shit I want you to keep in, because this is raw.
Okay.
It was like, Prodigy passed away. I don't know.
I think it was 2016.
It was like 2016 or 17, but Prodigy passed away next mentally. But I was like kicking myself. I was like, damn, like I was really sad. I was like, I should have sung a song with him, like, when I had the chance.
So,
of course, you know, like, go figure, like, balls to me.
Right.
Let's go into my kitchen, because I'm going to show you.
How he felt. He was squeezing every drop of life out of every minute, out of every hour that he could, to the point where he wasn't getting up on time the next morning, or he would make himself even sicker. But, like, if he's squeezing every drop out of life, then I probably should be too.
I still really haven't, I mean, the show's tomorrow. I still really haven't figured out what the hell I'm going to wear. Usually I will plan for a month. I might make something new, or I might have, like, because on my computer I have written down, like, this outfit, like this skirt with this bra, and that bow, and those shoes, or blah, blah, blah. And this one I was like, I'm just going to wear a black hoodie. And it's the plainest I think I've ever put this on at some point in the show. And this you probably saw me wear, I don't know. Like, this is obviously, and people are going to think, oh, I'm trying to bomb Dutchtown Music Festival. Funniest thing, but I had a cop ask me, you're not bombing the place, right? I'm like, no, I'm not. The Dutchtown bomber. No. Just an artist, not a bomber. This light turns on, but I just don't know where the thing went for it.
It's a lot of, like, gadgety things.
Yeah, and then
like,
here's the shoes. These are like the motherboard shoes. And
wow.
They're really cool. They're very heavy, so I can really only like walk on them a little bit or wear them on stage. But if you want a good leg workout, I mean, shit.
So how long did it take you to actually, like, mount them?
I don't even remember how we did this. I think it didn't take that long. It probably only took like a night to do these.
Wow.
But I made these with like my first boyfriend ever. I can't even believe like it wasn't that long ago that I was dating my first boyfriend ever. He helped me because I broke a few power tools. Maybe this I wore. Does it still light up? Yeah, it still lights up.
Dang.
I don't know where the bra is, like the light up.
I remember that. I have pictures of that.
Yeah, I know. I don't know where it is. I can't find it. I think it's still at my old apartment, and I've been emailing, coming back into getting my shit, because I definitely still have, like, a giant amp there. I have my Super 45 mic that he got me for my birthday or some shit. I have like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, Juan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of shit there still. And I'm like, damn it, there is one thing I need to do. Well, aside from take a fucking Klonopin, I'm going to take half of one. Because I didn't take one. I'm prescribed Klonopin for panic attacks, but this is probably how much I take. This is a whole pill, which is it's a very small amount, and this is how much I probably take. I was having breathing problems like last summer. I mean, I have my whole life. I remember like a really serious panic attack I had in New York where it was at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I just started feeling like I was gonna crawl out of my skin. And I thought I was having a heart attack, and I couldn't breathe. I couldn't sleep. I was like, I just want this to go away. It felt like a really bad weed trip. Like, except I don't smoke weed. So I was on my floor. I was thinking about calling 911. I was thinking about calling my mom because I had no idea what was going on with me. But after 4 fucking hours, I was like, I'm not dead. I mean, I might as well go to sleep. And I was like really afraid of that happening again. And I think it happened a few times after that. And then I met Sean. I was really, really happy. But I was getting these weird panic attacks then too. Like, I was getting panic attacks then. Weird problems with my voice. There was nothing wrong with it, but I felt like I wouldn't talk sometimes for like days. I wouldn't speak. It was fucking weird. It was really weird. And then I think that's when we got our own apartment and they went away eventually. And that's when I was able to progress and like do things I never thought I could do before. Like, I always thought I sucked at what I did. But I was actually like at a point where I was like, oh, I can get better at what I'm doing and I don't really care as much anymore, and I'm actually half decent at this, and I was able to do riffs and runs and like hit whistle register and like sing all this really cool shit. And then I started getting breathing problems, and that was last year. I remember being at the skate park after meeting this kid that I would go skateboarding with. I remember like it being hard to breathe then, and I remember that's like before I broke my wrist. When I broke my wrist and I got a chest x-ray and they were like, yeah, you're healthy, you're really healthy, everything looks good. I stopped worrying. The panic attacks came back probably like 4 or 5 months ago, and they've been nastier than ever. And they're to the point where I've been going to the hospital like three times for it. Like, I'm like gasping for air, you know what I mean?
Right.
I hate that. It's like hell. It's not as bad lately, but
Where do you get your film coming on?
like when I was out with Trish a couple weeks ago, I had to leave because I was like, I am gonna die. I'm gonna die. I don't feel right. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. And I was laying down. Now I've just been like, I don't know, it comes and it goes. Like, it's always hard to breathe. Mm-hmm. But it might be because I'm always hyper focused on it. It might be because I'm like super fucking focused on it.
And I think it's also like when you have like a show coming up, or you have like an album to put out, it's like you put a lot of pressure on yourself.
I always put a lot of pressure on myself, but
I
think maybe that is because it's coming out now, and I
think sometimes you need to like literally just pull back sometimes. And like your marketing people.
The reason I have so many panic attacks, because I initially was totally cool because this company reached out to me in New York. Mm-hmm. We were planning this for months and months, and they said, all right, I'm going to see if any of our PR people could do anything for you. And after 2 months of, kicking back and letting him, plan the release with me, he suddenly says, there's nothing we can do for you. And I was so pissed. And I said, you wasted my time when I could have been planning things on my own had I known.
Yeah.
Luckily for me, I was planning things on my own, and I was collecting data, and I was doing things for the release on my own side. Because I'll always do that no matter who's working on it. Jesus Christ, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I'm like so fucking Italian, but I'm like, I don't fucking trust you. So he told me essentially that what I was doing was beyond the realms of what they would even be able to do for me. They could maybe get me in the Deli magazine, whereas like I was on the cover of the 20th anniversary edition. So he's like, we would be wasting your time and your money, essentially. So that's what he said. And I said, well, why couldn't you tell me that or ask somebody ahead of time so that I could at least know? I guess I don't.
The Deli magazine that you were on, was that from 2011?
No, that was like 2014. Park's calling me about my transcript. You could film it, yeah. Whoop. Swipe up. Hello?
Hi, is Melanie there?
This is her.
Hi, Melanie. This is Natalie returning your call from Point Park. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I did get my transcripts and I scanned them and I sent them over to Deborah at CCAC, but she said she needed official transcripts, and I'm pretty sure I ordered official because I got this all online, but maybe I didn't. Is there a way you can send me?
Well, what I would have to do is I'd have to transfer you to the registrar's office. They're the ones that handle all of the transcript request forms. What probably happened is that the minute that you scan them and send them, that is considered unofficial. In order for the in order for it to be considered official, they have to be sent directly from Point Park to CCAC.
Oh, see, I have them sent here.
That's the reason why. It has to, because, and again, not saying that you would do this or this can happen, but it's to avoid any type of tampering with anything. So, unfortunately, I don't know if they will accept you have in your hands as official if you're able to watch those over, but right now, because they were sent to you and not directly to them, that's our policy, that's how we consider unofficial official.
I get it. Okay, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll let her know.
They request that they be sent directly to CCAC.
Yeah, because I did see that they could be sent to CCAC, but there was the option to send it to me, and I chose the option of sending it to me because I figured, well, I'll have a copy of my transcript so I can send it to whoever. And also, too, I don't trust anybody. I don't trust it's going to get there. I don't trust anybody. That's why I did it.
To have one for you anyway, just in case you do need them. But also be your unofficial, I think, by that way. But yeah, it sounds as though, unless they will take the ones that you have in your hand, you'll have to request another copy to be sent directly to them.
Okay, well, I'll ask her if she will, and if she doesn't, you said I can go to Point
You have to
Web?
contact the Point Web and those are just unofficial, that you would be able to log in directly for a registrar's office.
Okay, what's the number for that?
Sure, it's 439.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And then you might actually just go to the website as well.
Yeah, I think I did this online before and I ended up paying for it. It was like really weird. Like at first the site for the transcripts wasn't working, so I had to call somebody. Just because nothing works for me, of course, but and then when I finally get it, oops, But I will.
Sorry.
No, but I understand. Yeah, I definitely didn't tamper with the transcript.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that you would, but
this is the world we live in.
The policy.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well then, thank you so much for letting me know that and getting back to me.
Sure.
I will do that, and at least I'm ahead of the game, so whatever.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right. Well, have a good day.
Thanks. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, this has been my life for like the past 4 months. I've just been on the phone like yelling at people. Okay, I don't know, like I did get really good grades when I went to Point Park.
Yeah.
I know you have. Oh my god, I can't even imagine, because it's always like there's all these steps you have to take, and then you fuck a step up, and it's like,
and you gotta redo everything over.
oh god, that has been, and that's how it was with the marketing people, and so fortunately Naomi and Chris from Upcode Studios, I had already met with them prior, and so them and the A&R guy named Jeremy were going to all do the album together. Naomi was going to do the advertising. Jeremy was going to have one of the PR agents in his New York office, like, sending it out to people. Now, me and Naomi are doing the whole thing ourselves, and we were going to hire to help us, like, send out emails and, like, reach out to as many people as he can to try to, like, spread this around like a fucking flu. But, he's too busy, so he can't do it. The things I was asking him to do was, like, written out in stone for you. You do this, say this, send it here are the contacts, copy paste, send it here, this is the release. I had everything in front of you. You just had to, like, I make people's jobs so easy, but he was too busy. And then I see him on Facebook, like, and I didn't say anything, and I don't want to say anything, but I see him on Facebook, like, offering to help all my other friends, and I'm just like,
wow.
They're his bros or whatever, like, they're his friends. But it's like the story of my life being a woman in hip-hop. Like, the A&R in New York, like, he hit me up, and he would, creep on me and shit, and I went to his office. That's when I found out he had a girlfriend. Like, every single person I've worked with has somehow eerily creeped on me or asked me about, my Playboy stuff or, like, nude photo. Like, every single guy I've worked with that's in a professional, at like, really high levels. Like, I'm talking, they've worked with Michael Jackson and shit. They have done this shit, and I just can't even imagine how it is in Hollywood. But being a girl in hip-hop, I've had to fight like a million times more. You would think it would be easier because, oh, you're a girl, you stand out. Also, you're sexy, you can use your sex appeal. But people do not listen to what you have to say. They don't take you seriously. They just offer to help you, to talk to you, and they don't actually work. They don't actually pull through on anything. Like, 80% of people don't ever come through. So when people actually do, I almost feel obligated to, like, suck their I mean, I pay people who work for me. I give them royalties, whether if they don't require payment or they're like, you know, but I always make sure I take care of people. I do my job. I make it easy for them. I compensate them. I don't know. I don't know why it's so hard for other people. Like, if I were just some lazy schmuck that was like an asshole,
Exactly.
everything would be handed to me. So, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, like, you only gotta look at it like this. Like, look at the theater we're living in too. Look at all these artists that do that too, and they get the same disrespect.
Yeah, every
it's like, I don't understand
complains
that.
about that here.
I don't
Every
understand
artist
that.
complains about that in Pittsburgh.
And it's like,
Mainly hip hop. It's
Yeah.
mainly a problem in hip hop. It's always been a problem in hip hop.
hip hop and R&B now.
Yeah, everybody's competing against each other, even though like we're all friends. It's like
Right.
there's a scene, but there's not a scene for you. It's like
Exactly.
it's like there's no.
It's like no win-win.
It was so weird. When I went to New York, I instantly hit the ground running. I got so much love there. Everything was just easier. There was like people all helped each other there. I was almost surprised. I was like, again, like who's so like.
They just genuinely want to help you.
Yeah, like I
Which
mean,
is
all my
great.
friends in New York still to this day are my friends. Like hosted parties together in New York on like Tuesday, Wednesday nights. We would get paid to like promote these parties. We would perform at them. It was kind of like the club kid days. And it was my dream as a little girl to go to New York and become a part of the club scene and perform music and to dress up and make cool outfits. And I did it, and I'm really happy I can say I did it. And those people are still to this day my friends. And New York has more. I mean, I've never seen so many people reach out to me and say, like, I don't care if you say no or what you do. I want to give you this opportunity because like that's when I started top lining for bigger artists and working with people. That's when I started to like kind of figure out what I was doing. It was when I moved to New York that Pittsburgh finally started to respect me. I mean, they always did. They kept an eye out, you know what I mean? But it wasn't until I moved to New York that like I really
But like it's funny because it's like
why then?
if you really look at it, you and Frizzy are like the two biggest ones. Well, you two, Wapo and Hardy.
Wow, you're throwing me in there with Jimmy Wapo.
Y'all four.
Unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
No, seriously, y'all four were all the biggest ones. Like
Wait, and who else?
you, Frizzy, Hardo, and Wapo. All like the biggest ones that get into this national attention.
Damn, I really hope so. I mean, I know a couple others, but they're assholes, so I'm not gonna
Yeah.
like say their names on camera because they don't deserve attention. But
I know one of them. I'm not gonna say that name either. You know who I'm talking about.
we'll talk off camera.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Pittsburgh rappers that I hate to say it, but they have very old school thinking, like old school mentality, where they like disrespect women and they don't like treat women with respect. They don't treat anybody with respect. They don't treat gay people with respect. They don't treat women with respect, and they only want to see me as a music video vixen or like, you know, like I'm not like a model. I'm like, I am wrapping circles around your ass.
You're everything plus more. Like
I mean,
you
I'm
rap,
not the best looking girl. Like I don't consider myself a video when I look like a tired Powerpuff Girl. That's what. All right, hold on. I have to. I can't breathe. I can't fucking breathe.
Alright, how about you? No complaints. Good. Yeah.
He just go on your side. I don't know. I think some of the old shows said it, but it's still the same.
I have all these fucking emails, and the event that's happening tomorrow, who's playing, what's her name? Who's playing? We got a free ticket. They sent me a free ticket to get in. Feline Entertainment. It's this event that's happening tomorrow after Dutchtown Music Festival.
With the one girl.
I got sent a bunch of beats too. I want to play you some. While I was sick, everybody sent beats. They sound so good.
That's the one I sent you.
These are new. There's a problem with a love and then I take another shot of it. I got dirty laundry, I'm in the top of it. A simple me feeling my thoughts like I'm on the See, that's how I want the flow to be, sort of.
Yeah.
Got this at Art Basel, and it's for anxiety. It's some sort of like weird witchcraft shit, and I'm just gonna take some right now because my throat hurts. This is like fucking brandy from an old shoe. This is so awful. This is also a documentary about Alan, but I'm just hogging it because I'm like such a diva. It's his documentary, but it's actually just me talking about myself.
No, it's actually your documentary. I'm just filming it.
If there is a God, may he bless you. God, do you hear that? I'm not fucking around, bro. Okay? I really think I'm like drunk off like the little bit I just put in my throat. What?
How many things usually? How many things usually?
2.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
None.
None. That's a trick question. That's a peace sign. So I should probably mail out this. Catherine is a model from Pittsburgh, and she always orders a lot of my stuff, and she was amazing. She ordered this is my shop, so I have to go Shopify, but these shirts finally came in and they say Alien Queen. Fuck yeah. So I'm going to mail this out to her since it's Friday, and I want to get it out to her as soon as possible because it took a long time to print these up. I don't know, there's just so much that I want to say. It might not. There's so many stories to tell. I kind of have been like thinking about the future a lot, and I don't. Yeah, my mom's probably boring, but I'm not gonna film it. She's like, I don't want you to film me. Don't film me. My mom is so camera shy. It's ridiculous. I don't have any photos of her. My dad, on the other hand, you see him all the fucking time. Dad, he is the biggest diva. My dad is so, like, he wants attention all the time. Jazz riffs. I mean, he's, like, constantly singing.
It's awesome, though.
He's on another fucking plane of existence. While I was at work, I heard what I thought was somebody coming up the stairs, and it was so prominent that I turned around and there was nobody there. It was just an empty hallway. And I was like, you know, like at work, and I'm like, it sounded like footsteps up the stairs, you know what I mean? But it wasn't like footsteps. It didn't sound like human footsteps. It sounded just like something footsteps. Oh, but it's played. Okay. Okay, that's fine. You can use your... Okay.
It was somebody else. I don't think it was you.
There were 3 people weeping at each other. I seriously drive like it's my last fucking day on earth. But I'm being really slow in the car. I always drive really slow. But like I drive like I'm stuck up on the Fast and Furious. Shit, I'm like, you know.
So you're like Fast and Furious? Oh, God.
be like, what is up with all these rad names? It's like little everything. If I made my name Little Terrestrial and I had face tattoos, I would be signed 5 years ago. No shit.
Yeah. Well, if I would have tried.
What am I doing? Like, I'm not buying into any of that, but I'm gonna play you some new shit too. I'll play you a new video. But
And I got no CD for you.
oh my god, yeah, I know, that's right. I knew you were gonna bring it over. I'm so excited.
All for mine.
I get all. I'm just so pissed I don't have a fucking CD. Don't worry about it. I'll find one and get one though. Oh god, hold up.
Still got it. Still got it.
But I don't really have much up here because everything has been taken off my wall because we had to paint them and we had to get new carpeting.
Right.
My bow pasties. Some of these are some of the bows I made for myself to keep, like, obviously, but there's a million more downstairs, like the big ginormous bows are all downstairs. The ones that light up. So these are all my, all my bows. There's my terrible towel bow.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. But I do make light up bows, and this was like a custom one I made, and this is a new one. This was a, ooh, God. Oh, hello. No, you don't. Get the fuck out of here. Why? Oh god, okay, I'll show you this first, because this is probably one of the biggest bows, and I believe this is in my, it like literally has wires to prop it up, but this is seriously the biggest bow. I mean, I could make a bow for Sia, but it's so, I am wearing a bow right now, but it's so big. It's probably almost as big as Kim K's ass. Oh my god, are you serious? Okay. Probably like centimeters away from being that big. Oh god. Oh, here. A straw. I remember this, but this baby.
That one too.
This baby falling off of it. Okay, this is the closest I'm coming to ever having a kid. This probably. That's what scares me about the future. Is like I literally can't see myself getting married, and I can't see myself having a kid. No, I can't. I would be a great mom, but I don't know if that will ever happen. I just don't know. I definitely just, maybe I'm not ready yet. I don't know. A Polly Pocket ring. It's so big. Polly, are you in there? Is she in there? Why the fuck is there a Q-tip in here? Can somebody tell me? Look, she's in here all alone, getting married. There's no man in here. There's no proof.
Well,
there's no proof.
Maybe she's getting married to the Q-tip.
I mean, this is a metaphor for my life. All by myself. Oh my god, are you serious? Okay. I actually might freeze my eggs and just, like, not worry about it because I have the giant Wonder Woman bow I made. Love that. I love, like, making latex bows. So, this lights up too, but I think this part's broken, but I tuck these in here. I made this, but I have to hide these in the bow.
How long does it normally take you to make a bow?
I guess it depends, like maybe a couple hours. Like if it's little ones, it can take me like just 5-10 minutes, but this
big ones like this? That took to make.
I love it. I don't know.
What's the longest one?
Probably like 2 hours.
Oh wow.
When I first started out, like I would say the longest one it took me to make was like one of those, but love this. And then we have all my, I made like really ugly bows, like I made this in like 2013. It's ugly as fuck. It looks like a pillow, but like what, I was experimenting with like big bows. Like this one's flannel, like but it sucks because it was like my first attempt at making hair bows.
But it kind of works now.
It's flannel.
Popcorn.
Oh god, popcorn.
I remember that one. So what? That was from the Ronald Reagan video, right?
Yeah, it was. Being love, like I'm loving it. I was wondering where this was.
That was from also the Ronald Reagan video. That's from the actual cover. Yes, I'm a fan. I told you.
Oh my god, you are! I can't believe you remember that. I recently made like this bra. I have like a Star Trek bra in here, and it's not finished. Like it's literally all of the characters from Star Trek, but Patrick Stewart was in the middle and he fucking fell off. Like, no, that's fine. Jigglypuff bra. This was made in the UK. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
It's like, I think she goes by Geek Crafters. Oh, what do we got here? The remnants of a light bulb. Love this. It's like Valentine's Day themed. Faith Pongrass, Faith and Chaos. She made these shoes.
Oh, nice.
She was the one that inspired me, and definitely I was in some kind of mood. But it's a bra. This is probably one of my all-time favorite bras, and that's the Brain one. Fuck yeah. I have a My Little Pony bra. I have all these outfits, but I wear the same shit all the time. Since these are really cool sunglasses, they just work on so many levels.
Right.
I wore that in the Beauty is Pain video, and I shot that. Actually, like Complex Media did a free video for me.
Yeah.
And I was like super surprised. They were like, "Yeah, we want to do like a free video for you."
I think one of the questions I want to ask you is what like songs like Beauty is Pain and Ronald Reagan and all those stuff, songs like SoundCloud, stuff like that haven't made on albums. What are you gonna do with those?
Oh, they were released as singles. They'll always be singles. Like, I think at some point I want to re-release a Ronald Reagan music video. Because there's a lot of controversy that surrounded that video. Insert video here. Yeah, I mean, it went viral. I'm pretty sure it was on World Star Hip Hop.
It was on World Star.
Yeah, and that was my come up moment, and YouTube ruined it. You know, and here I am. You YouTube. That was my come up, and they ruined it.
I'm surprised they didn't put on. I'm surprised World Star didn't put it on their site. Unless there is on their site.
No, YouTube got it taken down, like the video, so that like it ruined everything. I have Notorious K.I.M. Like when I was maybe in third grade, my parents let me get all the parental advisory CDs, and all my friends' older brothers were like super into hip hop and Tupac and shit. Who else? Jay-Z. And I was allowed all the parental advisory CDs, and I would sit on my swing set and I would like memorize all the lyrics to Eminem. And I'm pretty sure my neighbors could hear me, like an 8-year-old girl rapping Eminem and Dr. Dre. It's like really weird.
See, like I remember getting the Hunger for More album by the way back. I literally played that CD until what?
Damn, dude.
Because that album was just so epic. Like, I don't know, it's like there was something about.
I miss Joel Santana.
Yeah, Cameron, Mace.
Cameron did a song with one of my favorite artists. Cameron's still doing shit, I know.
Yeah, he just dropped the album.
Mace, damn. Do you remember Silka Shocker?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the stuff that him and Maya always did something together.
I love Maya.
The girls, they're like. Like when you got the when I got to meet her, my life was complete.
I know, I saw that photo.
Everyone's like, I hate you, but understand. But it's like when you get to meet like artists like that you look up to.
If you liked her that much, that was a
Oh my goodness.
moment.
It was. Oh, I know you got to meet some great artists.
They cool and Logic. To me, those guys are like, they're icons. What's going on there? Dude, I guess what? Wait, what? What's up?
Wait, I'm glad I got that. $50,000? That's crazy.
That first, there's a time I won a hip-hop competition in New York. I beat out like 50 dudes. I've never won anything in my life, so I never expected to win that. But then I get to go to Miami to compete again, potentially win $50,000. and that's going to be at the end of August. And I really, really need something to happen. J. Cole's A&R is going to be there.
Oh, nice.
And like all these ain't like interested in like ever like working with people, or just like they have panels and stuff there. So I'm gonna go try to like
networking,
finagle into J Cole's Dreamville corner.
Dope.
I hope.
Like the sea.
They never like do
but
anything.
The sea,
they never help us peasants. Like they don't care about us peasants.
But when it comes down to you, though, I think they would.
I know I'm dope and I should like, but it's really hard for like female hip rappers on the come up. Like, look what Nicki had to do, look what Cardi had to do, and they still get shit. Like,
come on, Cardi has 2 number ones, well 3 number ones.
I know, but I know. So, I love
KOD album,
Kids on Drugs, Killing Our Demons, King of
whatever the album stand for.
This is what you call it.
No, you already know what my shit is.
Kevin
Hart. Kevin's Heart. That's my shit.
I don't need nothing on the side.
When I said
like Kevin Hart though, does he like not kind of sound like Kevin?
Yeah.
And I'm like, why does he kind of sound like Kevin
Hart? Like what's crazy is when I sent that beat on Instagram, not knowing I made a beat kind of like Kevin Hart.
It does. My eyes pointed that out. It does a little bit, does it not? Don't stop a feeling.
Oh my goodness. Hold up, move over. Cause I used to have that.
This is my grandma's. Did you seriously?
Only difference is.
Oh my God, are you serious? This is my grandma's. That's crazy. I
had little people go around every time it rang.
Loved it. My grandma passed away, but I took her shit, but she had all this really beautiful, like, Jesus angel shit, and it was just like, my grandma was a little Italian woman, probably my height, remember, she was very pretty, and my mom is, like, somewhat of a version of her, and then, like, I'm somewhat of a version of my mom, so I feel like it's just, like, these, like, inherent traits you don't realize that you get from your parents, or, like, whatever, your family. Like, my aunt constantly bites her lip. I didn't even know she did that until she saw me doing it, and she said, I can't believe you do that, too. She said, stop doing that. You're gonna mess up your lip. I don't bite my lip as much anymore, because I used to, like, go like this when I was thinking, or, like, bored. I don't do that anymore, because my aunt warned me. If you wanna be my lover, you have got...
Bullshit.
Close your eyes. I'm sorry. I sound like Elmo. Like somebody possessed Elmo.
I'm gonna make one that's like oriented at going all to your YouTube clicks. So it's literally gonna be one that's based on traffic. And I'm gonna do another one that's based on engagement. So it's like for people to share and like and comment. This is blowing up like something I've never seen before. So like even rate. So that's insanity.
That's
let's blow this
that
up.
is amazing. That's really good news. And I gotta tell you, I don't get very much good news. Lexa. Play Lexa Terrestrial. Volume 10.
No food for you.
Volume 5. Wait, turn this. Lexa Terrestrial and some existential thought-provoking, honor-inducing. All you Italians turning everything up. Escada. Okay, we gotta start the day. We really do. I don't ever feel like going out. As much as I like to perform, like I love it when it just like ends, you know? You're home, you're like, I did it, you know? I could just like eat, watch Netflix, flick my bean, whatever. He sings really high. He's a great singer.
There's a spark of magic in your eyes.
It's gonna to be his show now. It's his documentary. I told you.
It's John. Oh,
My dad made this rap about PennDOT. I mean, obviously, if you're from Pittsburgh, you know the potholes are a huge situation that everybody hates. So, he made a rap way back in, like, 95, and I was a little baby, and he would rap this to me. So, take it away.
Okay, here it goes. For all of those who use 28, the pothole started to germinate. Driving down the road, I had a sway. I hit a pothole, and now I got to pay. And when the road begins to rot, don't call me, just call PennDOT. I ain't here to cause no scuffle. I'm just here to do the 28 shuffle.
You get it now. I wonder if I should put some tofu in it.
Killer tofu.
Killer tofu. Yeah, I knew that
Killer
was
tofu.
Awesome.
You like that, huh?
Yeah. See, now, see, I know.
Here you go. You can do it. Everybody was tofu fighting.
Wow. See, now you, when did you first notice Mel's talent?
Oh God!
Or
When she was young.
The plastic melted on the stove.
Oh no.
Sorry, this is humor.
Well, I noticed her talent when she was young because she used to dance. She was like little. She was in church. She used to dance. She used to go in circles and stuff like that. And she would sing.
Hip hop dancing.
Yeah, she would dance in church, which was kind of nice when she was like 2 or 3 years old. And so I noticed that. And then she was, and then she bought this. She got this mixer software that she would do software stuff for her school for her talent. They used to have a dance routine, and so she would mix the music and do the like dubbing it in and everything. So that's when I noticed she really had a thing for music. Oh, come
His
on.
nasty toenails. His
Yeah.
personality.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So pretty much like.
Yeah.
People tell me I look like my mom, but I act like my dad. And I'd like to think I'm like a mixture of them both, but he's a good dad. I'm blessed, like, because I have good parents.
Absolutely.
Tell them what you've done for hip-hop.
Hey, peace and love. My name is Paradise Gray. They call me the architect of X-Clan. And I'm from New York, but I live in Pittsburgh now. I'm the chief curator of the Universal Hip Hop Museum that's being built in the Bronx.
Yes.
And I have one of the greatest hip-hop memorabilia collections and archives that's owned privately in the world. As a matter of fact, I'm ready to walk her around the corner and show her some of it.
Got some of my idols there.
Walk me over to my crib right here, and then I'll walk down over to the air.
As long as you get my ass back by 7.
We'll be here in 2 minutes.
So I linked up with Paradise Gray, and not only is he a Pittsburgh hip-hop legend, but he's also a New York hip-hop legend. And New York is where I used to live for a few years. Me and Paradise Gray, way back when I first started, we actually did a show together at the August Wilson Center. Although I'm a bit new school, I've dove deep into some of the greats. And I had the opportunity to actually open up for Bone Thugs when I was in New York. I remember it was a massive snowstorm. Not that many people were there. We had space heaters upstairs trying to keep us warm. And I was trying to rap fast like Crazy Bone. But he just totally owned me and completely wrecked me. I also hosted parties with Ghostface Killah. And I just loved everything about New York because it was the mecca of the greats. And anytime I'd ride the J train, I'd think of Marcy Avenue where Jay-Z grew up, or living in Queens down the street from where Nas and Mobb Deep hung out. Paradise Gray has a ton of art in his studio, photos of hip-hop legends, KRS-One, LL Cool J. He even has some of friends who do a lot of things involving music around the city. So it was really good to see all that and kind of encompass all of that into this documentary, because it is the living, breathing entity that has glued Pittsburgh together for me. One thing I loved about Paradise Gray was that he's always been so open to reaching out to the community in regards to music, and just was so loving to every single person he met. He's a very collaborative person, and I was very inspired by that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you. What's your name? Hey, how you doing?
Great. I do a thing called Photo Voice. It's like art therapy, and like that whole thing is just like a community, like social justice, like therapeutic, like deal.
I would love to do something with you.
Yeah, I'm good.
Nice to meet you, Caitlin. Just anytime you want to link up with me, just go to the air and say, look, I want to link up with Paradise Gray. And they'll connect you to me.
Awesome.
All right? All right. Peace and love. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And I can't believe I just got down all that.
I know, right?
I got all of that right. Yeah.
You will know that I am extremely jealous of which time of what
Hey.
Yeah.
You getting good pictures today?
Oh, plenty. I got a lot of good shit.
I bet.
This is the third color or the second color?
Third one.
All
So
right.
I printed yellow and I printed pink.
So
Now this
And
is
so
the
here
blue.
and so here the orange. That's where the yellow and the pink overlap.
Here we go.
Yeah. So here this.
Okay, where the hell did my chair go?
Do it.
Well, I love where I live, and anytime I get too hot, I just bounce right in the crib.
Oh God, you're so lucky.
Change technology.
No, we were talking about this. Alan wants to print out some stuff.
Well, he's getting ready to learn. These are his teachers.
I let people do it for me. I just make the designs, but I'm very visual. Very visual.
You can totally learn how to print.
You're beautiful too. You're cutie too. Oh, I want to see how this turned out. Oh, shit. Oh,
All right.
shit.
So you see we get some green where it like overlaps.
Yeah, dope.
And I did like inspiration.
This is so cool.
Oh, okay. Dope.
Thanks.
Yeah. Like dude.
And how long did that take you to like print all that out?
I started at like noon.
Okay.
So this probably took like a couple hours or something. So these are the same blocks, but I just swapped all the colors. I was like, oh, okay, I saw this, so now I'll try, what if I print yellow on the pink or whatever, you know what I mean?
I like the pink and the purple.
Thanks. Yeah, I don't know which version I like better. They're both kind of different.
I like both. Yeah, they're dope.
I'm doing a bunch of these, so you can pick one if you want once I do all the different versions.
Cool. I'd love to have something.
Anything would have been wrong.
My history starts with my mommy, my first DJ and my first program director.
Nice.
I call my mom the mother of hip hop because my first crate of records when I started DJing came from the living room.
Felon.
Of course, that's
Yeah,
my
that's
dude.
my dude too. I like it. He was the one that told me Melody, your act more.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, alright.
Mix up the X. I took it at the Palladium.
Oh my god, that's Keith Haring. Look at this. Oh,
You ain't saying that. I love it. Wiz Khalifa's first mixtape.
Huh? Is that Keith Haring?
That's me.
Yeah.
And that's the hip hop tribute to Keith Haring that I did.
Yeah.
That's the Sweet Tea and Jazzy Joyce, Finesse and Sinquist, Atlantic Quarters. That's Jam Master J, Keith Haring.
That's
All of them.
were you ever at Studio 54? Yeah, nice.
Hello,
Oh.
everyone. Good. And these images right here are my own paintings. I
did
painted
those?
those. Yeah. Wow. How y'all doing?
Good.
How y'all like the collection?
Checking out. Yeah, man.
This is 40 years of my life.
That's a big
Well spent. Oh, hey, look.
This guy painted this to me in 1990. I met him at the Jacob Javits Center on 34th Street in New York.
Yeah.
I never saw him again for 25 years, right? And one day I was on Twitter and I saw a guy with that image as his Twitter image. And I tweeted him like, yo.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me from the X-Men cover.
No, that is you, but was the guy on Twitter the guy that did it?
Yeah.
Oh, you
And he was like, oh, I haven't seen that painting in years. You know, but it might still be in my attic or my basement or something. I'll look out for it for you. So I said, cool. He called me about 3 months later and said, hey, I found it in the attic. You can have it for $250. I was like, shit, I can't afford $250 for a painting right now, but hold on to it for me.
Plus, it was just in the attic, so come on.
And then I ran into a friend of mine who had just graduated from Penn State, who had used me to write his hip-hop thesis. So I co-wrote his thesis with him, and he graduated as a professor, doctorate, right? And he came to talk to my kids in my after-school program, and he was like, oh, guess what? You know, a friend of mine from high school, he painted a picture of you, and it was that guy. What's the chances?
What the
and I told him, I said, yeah, dude told me I could have a painting for $250, but I can't afford that.
Yeah,
He was
right.
like, okay, cool. 2 weeks later, UPS knocked on my door, handed me a package, I opened it, it was that painting. He bought it and sent it to me. I was like, oh my God, that was so dope. Isn't that incredible?
I love your son.
Can I interrupt really quick, if you don't mind?
Oh, sure.
C3PO.
Uh-huh.
Kara.
Where did I saw it? It was at the Science Center. I got R2D2 rock from, remember the TV series? They had that robot. They had all of they had the whole robot collection. Sure. So I'm like,
B-Boy.
I'm like Warhol with a digital camera.
Yeah.
If I see something that catch my eye, that's real pop,
you just
I have to nail it.
Yeah.
That is Run DMC. Look, KRS-One, Scott LaRock, and look at D Nice, how young he was. Running LL in the studio. I mean, just ridiculous.
Onyx, that's my boy.
At the Shadow Lounge. Look at this picture.
Johnny Gale.
Scott LaRock, LL, KRS-One, and Dougie Fresh at Madison Square Garden. Man. My organization painted this with a group of kids. This is me right here with X-Clan. That picture's by Ernie Panasiola, the #1 photographer in hip hop. He did a book called Who Shot You?
Who Shot? I remember
One of
that.
my best friends.
It came out what, 94? Yeah, 94?
Yep.
See, like, this is like a lot of things that people don't know about Pittsburgh.
Look, those are the original photos that we used to make that cover with.
Wow.
Nobody in the world has a photo like that but me.
Oh.
Scott LaRock, KRS-One, and MC Shan in the middle of the battle. Hip hop's greatest beat.
When I was like 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, I'm a tricky feller. They let me listen to hip hop. I was so happy they did. I would be on my swing set as a little girl, rapping Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. And everyone was like, "What is she doing? What the hell is this little girl doing?" Hip hop is my life. I know. I know. It's probably even more your life than mine.
Yeah, I was in the streets of New York, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, I had good parents at home. Hip-hop was my parent in the street.
Now it's showtime for me, and a lot of shows, especially smaller ones, I like to think of them as experiments and practice so I can experiment my new material and see how it goes over. And I gotta say, so many of my friends and fans came out, bought merch, and turned up in Arnold's tea. It was so amazing. I really enjoyed it. Especially because I was having severe anxiety and breathing problems. Like, I was really having a hard time breathing. It felt like I was just drowning. So the fact that I could get through a 60-minute set really kind of proved to me that I'm going to be okay.
I want you guys to get weird in here. Like, don't be afraid to get weird in here or loud. I'm a professional at that. My name is Lexa Terrestrial. I'm a female rapper from Pittsburgh. Like cop ask me, "You're not bombing the place, right?" I'm like, "No, I'm not. The Dutchtown bomber." No. Oh, I loved
KOD album.
Kids on Drugs, Killing Our Demons, King
Yeah,
Overdose.
whatever the album stand for.
This is what you
Kevin's Heart. No, Kevin's Heart. That's my.
Don't need nothing on the side.
But wait, I wish when
he
I
sings
said
like
you.
Kevin Hart though. Does he not kind of sound like Kevin?
Yeah.
And I'm like, why does he kind of sound like?
But
Kevin Hart?
what's crazy is when I sent you that, when I sent that beat on Instagram to y'all, and I'm like, not knowing I made a beat kind of like Kevin Hart.
It does.
Yo.
My eyes pointed that out. It does a little bit, does it not?
It does.
It's got the same vibe. It's got the same vibe.
I was like, and I wasn't. Funny thing is, wasn't listening to the song.
Yeah, I know. It's like a collective conscious.
I'm like, let me post it and see if this really sounds like that.
Did you see the video?
I love it.
Of course you
I
did.
love it because it's a good song.
And this song too, like nobody would expect from me.
But it's the fact that you sample Spider Girl.
Yeah, I wanted to do an album where I sampled the Spice Girls.
What's funny is Lando's been asking me for months.
Lando Ash?
Yes.
Okay, what?
He's like, dude. He's like, can you do a beat with sampling I Wanna Be? I'm like,
if you wanna be my lover, you have got to.
I think he just wants. I'm like, do you know how hard that is to chop that to that? If you wanna be my lover.
That's a good idea.
But the thing is, you gotta find the perfect space so you can chop it up.
I know.
You know what I mean?
It has to, and then you have to find the BPM.
Exactly. I know what the BPM is.
Sometimes you have to stretch it and whatnot. And my GarageBand for some reason doesn't let me stretch.
Mm-hmm. Well, I use FL Studios. So.
Love Fruity Loops. Why I don't sample things, I have to get other people to do it because I can't. That's why I went to Roscoe because he's the king of sampling things.
I know.
I produced this, but it's like an electronic dream pop track.
Breathing in all the colors of your skin. I can't close my night. I can't close my eyes. No, I really don't care where you spend our time as long as your heart keeps resonating with mine. You know I'll be alright if you're forever mine. Boy, you got me like forever and a day. When the sky's dark and when the clouds are gray. Boy, you got me like forever and a day.
I wanted to do kind of a harmonized R&B, but dream pop electronic. Yeah. Everybody's gonna start doing that now, and it's gonna be like, oh damn it!
But you know what?
Doesn't
matter. The funny thing is, how much you want? I bet they don't, because they're probably not gonna get.
I know what you mean.
Oh, I want to make something like that, but I don't know how to. You know what I mean? Because you know how there's certain
But
songs.
we do, because we invented from the underground.
Exactly.
Hey, cool, ready? It's Britney, bitch. This whole time I've been farting.
Better miss me with that bullshit. Better miss me with that bullshit. Better miss me with that bullshit. Close your eyes. I still won't.
I'm sorry. I sound like Elmo. Like somebody possessed Elmo.
I'm gonna make one that's oriented at going all to your YouTube clicks. So it's literally gonna be one that's based on traffic.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do another one that's based on engagement. So it's like for people to share and like and comment. This is blowing up like something I've never seen before. So even rate. So that's insanity.
That's
let's blow this
that
up.
is that's really good news, and I got to tell you, I don't get very much good news. Lexa, play Lexa Terrestrial, Volume 10.
No food for you.
Volume 5.
Extraterrestrials of existential thought provoking boner inducing.
All you Italians turning everything up!
Let's get it! Okay, we gotta start the day. We really do. I don't ever feel like going out. As much as I like to perform, like, I love it when it just, like, ends, you know?
Pretty broads believe in love, peace, peace.
I gently drop it. Thank you all, extraterrestrial.
You're home, you're like, I did it. You know? I could just, like, eat, watch Netflix, flick my bean, whatever.
Funniest thing, but I had a cop ask me, "You're not bombing the place, right?" I'm like, "No, I'm not. The Dutchtown bomber." No, just an artist.
When you want to succeed, but you feel like you never will, like your family doesn't care or get you at all, like you just want to shout at them or run away, move out west, or just end your life. When you try so hard for one thing, and life laughs in your face and does literally every single thing opposite, and you sit there and question your own reality and why no one respects you, and it's extra hard for you. Is it because of your depression and anxiety? Is it because people just don't fucking care and life sucks? Is it because you suck? There were times when I was about to get my period and I just remember getting intense suicidal thoughts like, I'm never gonna make it. I'm never gonna amount to anything. What's really strange is in 2011, I remember my uncle would constantly say the same thing, the same exact phrase. And that year, he took his own life. It had a major impact on me because he reminded me a lot of myself. I went through a couple of my best years ever, the past 2 years, and then a flip in my brain out of nowhere switched, and I think I need my life repaired again. I quit smoking. I take medication. I've got nearly 100 tests done, and I'm perfectly healthy. But my mind is ever so potent. Anxiety is very psychosomatic. Sometimes I feel like I'd finally make it once I was dead, or it's better than finding out that I failed. Like death is almost success. Everyone will remember me in the state that I am in currently, and I won't have to deal with this anymore.
Oh, we still keeping that one.
I'm like one of those Italian girls that, like, you know, like those Italian boys in like the 1920s with like the dark circles under eye. You know, like they're like the Italians with the dark circles. I'm like one of those Italians. I have fair skin. You could literally see everything in my body. Like you could see every fucking vein in my body because my skin is translucent. Whatever the fuck on my face, bronzer, but I realize, like, no matter what you do, what you fix, what you have, you always find a problem with something. Like, I literally hate myself sometimes. I think it's because I compare myself to, like, people that have more than me. Which isn't good. I think when I was happiest was when I just, like, told myself never to think anything negative. And I literally challenged my brain to not think anything negative again. But I'm just, like, never satisfied with where I'm at. And I'm like, shouldn't I be further along? Life didn't turn out as planned. Every relationship I've ever been in has somehow made me feel even more depressed than normal. I think because it makes me examine myself more than I typically would. Because that other person's shit makes my shit feel even more like shit. Gucci! And then when somebody starts mistreating you, you think it could be one of any 1,000 reasons and negative things that you already think about yourself. I've always felt better being single. I think it's because no one's there to judge me, and I have more fun alone. I just feel like relationships are obsolete. There's no point. Nothing lasts. Not even life. Love dies. So why waste your time? At a certain point, the reasons somebody loves me are often the same reasons that they fall out of love with me. And it breaks my heart. It makes me question myself. I already question myself enough, so when people do, it really shakes my core. I also came to a realization at quite a young age that I don't think I want to have kids or get married. I feel like I'd fail at it, and I also don't want to spread my seed and give my child all of the problems that I had. I would almost feel bad. If I did have a kid, I'd probably adopt. Sometimes I see everybody else getting married and having kids and wonder if that's the way that you're supposed to live life, or if that's the key to success. Then I realized that you don't have to live a conventional, vanilla life.
Believe it or not, I'm actually almost done with my full makeup. I can't believe I'm saying this, but while being watched is the best I've done my makeup. I just don't get it. Like, why do I do my makeup so good while there's like a camera in my face? Probably because I'm a fucking alien.
And that's the one thing that nobody tells you, is that there are no rules to life, except the ones that you make.
Whole like to-do list, and I got most of it done, but I still have to go through a lot of this stuff. But first, before I do anything, I warm up my voice. And this is the weirdest shit ever, but a really good vocal teacher, she was a Broadway teacher in New York, she taught me this. And it just worked. It just helped with my placement so much, so I kept doing it, and I've literally been doing this like every day for like years. This is, you grab your tongue with a napkin, right? Well, or I usually cut it off like here, but this whole time I've been farting. You have to like push down. I don't understand how singers like go on stage like half naked, because you have to like push it out to sing. Like I don't understand. Yeah, I haven't been able to go up that high for like 2 months because I like to stop. Yeah, that's where I'm going into whistle register, but I haven't been able to hit what whistle register since Odessa died. Are you okay? Are you gonna let it out? Let it out. Let it. My glasses. Drop your glasses. They screwed up like you have a hot flashes. Which one? Pick one. This one. I'm so, of course you know that. She is like such a dime. Every day eat potatoes. I don't want to sound like that video, but my first album was called Planet Puff.
Yes. You should write down.
Planet that I'm from, and I don't know why, but I was very fascinated with aliens. I always have been since I was like, I used to watch X-Files, and
I wanted it to be like this colorful, cartoony planet, like super neon and like bright colors, and like I was riding in a Barbie Jeep. Jordan Beckham did the artwork. That was my first album, self-produced. Had no fucking idea what I was doing. I didn't know how to sing on pitch. I didn't even know pitch was a thing. I had no fucking idea. And then when I moved to New York, I did Electric Dollhouse.
Yes. Electric Dollhouse, was that like your kind of like first intro into extraterrestrial?
I think Planet Puff was an intro into extraterrestrial, because like Electric Dollhouse is obviously the clothing brand I have. Planet Puff is the planet I'm from. And I didn't know Electric Dollhouse was going to be like an actual clothing brand, like a merchandise shop that I was creating and starting up from the ground until 2015. Or Faith and me collaborated a lot, and during the Club Kid days in New York, where we were like, you know, performing at raves and hosting parties with like Amanda Lepore and shit, we would, you know, dress up and wear light up plastic. I met Robin, my idol, at Santo's Party House. We would just light up the place. We would just like put on these fabulous fashion scenes, and like I had the best stage shows when Faith was around. And
see, Robin was dope. Not to cut you off, but Robin, like, that was my.
I like dancing on my own.
Yes.
I mean, like, I would try to rap really fast.
Mm-hmm.
I went through a really awful breakup in New York, and I dove into hip-hop. Hip-hop was my escape, and I started putting out some dope ciphers. And that's when, like, I kind of, like, I was always known for rapping, because I always did, like, pop rap, or, like, what people would call techno rap.
Yeah.
But Ronald Reagan was definitely that. And then I collaborated for my second hip-hop track. I collaborated with Tookie Carter. And then I did the Lex Files.
You did something else before that.
Collaborated with Jaron Benton. Opened for Hobson and him, and like did a bunch of fast like electronic rap, which was like super dope. It was before the Lex Files. Pull the trigger.
No, I was talking about Bill Clinton.
So, in fact, we'll probably play it right here as I cut the potato.
With you and Jordan York came about.
Jordan were like good friends since way back. He performed my album release. We were like both signed to the same manager for a while. He's like my brother. We grew up. We started out like together essentially. I was on his album cover. I did some songs with him when we were both first starting out. And now I'm working on Chase Dreams Not Boys, which has been my philosophy, and I try to preach this to women. I try to preach to them like to follow their dreams and not follow dudes and waste your time, like, because you're so young, and like I am like always in a race against time, and instead of like worrying about guys and winning them or losing them or what they think of me, I'm going to sit back, not care at all, and pursue my dreams. And I want more women to do that. I want more women to like focus on their job, their career, their passions, their hobbies, their friends, their being alone and spending time alone and self-care and like loving yourself and saying no is the best thing that you can do, and like that's literally the focus of this album. Speaking
of your new album, sonically, like how did it differ from Lex Files?
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is like I'm like, oh, this is so much different, and then I look back and it's all got kind of like the same. It's like a different cake, but the same icing. You know what I mean? This one is more hip hop. It's way more hip hop. It's more bars. It's solidified hip hop. Hard. It's like fucking hard. But it's also got these light, ethereal, like 80s synthwave tracks in there. I would just sit and fucking produce all night. And hopefully you like vegan food. My breath always smells like garlic. And my ex-boyfriend used to like not want to be around me or kiss me, and he would like make fun of me because of it. And so I was like, well, now that I'm alone, I can eat as much garlic as I want and no one can say shit. So love. This is the culprit. It's my own homemade pesto aioli. Although unfortunately I have so many jars of it.
What would you like after this album go around? What would you like the fifth go around to be?
So once I release all this, if it blows up on Spotify and gets on some playlists and shit, I get picked up. Like there's a lot of the rappers that are featured on this album are doing big things or are about to blow. I would like to blow the fuck up and get out of here and hire my friends to do things like put on my friends and make as much money as I can, because I want my parents to retire. That might never happen, but I just have so many ideas, and like I feel like life didn't really turn out the way I thought it would. If I'm always making music and I'm always progressing as an artist and as a person, I really just don't care. Like I don't care. I'm always going to do this. I'm going to do this when I'm a grandma. I already have a plan for my album when I'm a grandma, because like guys are allowed to be old, guys are allowed to be ugly, guys are allowed to have shitty personalities, and they could still be successful. But girls have to be pretty, they have to be young, they have to be perfect, and they have a cutoff age. It's like, why is that? People complain about that in Hollywood though,
but
too. So.
Also, look at it like this, too. Look at Kim, and look at Remy.
Remy Ma, Kim,
Remmy's almost, what, Remmy's, what?
Missy Elliott, when she appeared at
Remmy's
the Super
50. Remmy's 50. No, not Remy. Missy's 50. Look, Missy's 50. And still doing it. She got an album coming out soon. Remy is in her 40s. Older.
One thing I wanted to mention was this is Kratom. I put like a teaspoon in my orange juice like at nighttime. I might put like about this much on it. Yeah, it's like a little relaxant. It's like kava. I don't know if you know what kava is. It'd be equivalent to like having a glass of wine. And I'm gonna cook super fucking fast. You're gonna be like, so, ooh shit, oh god, no, no. Sorry.
When your best friend try to kill you.
I'm not. Those shoes are though. I love stir fries more than I love like boys.
I think that should be like an album title or something like that.
That would be a really weird album. Super poppy. It's super poppy. The look on your face right now is amazing. I'm gonna move this. Wait, do you need to hold on to something? I love the look on your face right now. You should film the look on your face. Roscoe.
That makes sense.
He uses a similar drum, like in a lot of his music.
Yeah.
5 foot, but I want 6 fig. Used to wanna be a star, shoot 'em ball, stay lit. Now the only thing I want is to be your chick. Afraid the world, afraid that I'll drown. But if it lets to give you my word and my vow.
Horrible. Sorry, Jesus.
The hell is going through your mind when you said all that?
I just needed a word to rhyme.
Yeah, okay. Right.
This was like a song I wrote about love. Like, you know, I don't write songs like that anymore, so I don't know why this is on here. I love beats. I love beats. Yo, give me a beat. Yeah.
Or that album title I told you.
Eating up my beats. Shit's so good, I'ma put it on repeat. I am gonna be playing at Veg Fest, so like.
I know. That's cool. We need more. See.
We need more things like that because like.
Exactly.
I love veganism. You damn right I'm gonna play. You don't even have to ask me. This little dancing 3-year-old girl, I was like,
I was there.
I was worried. I know. Wait, did you come?
The first one? Yeah. I was there for the whole thing because what's her name was there? Because Trish was there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I was there for the whole thing.
So, this is my album, Chase Dreams Not Boys. And this is the album cover for it. That's Fuck Love. Cody Vondell did this.
Okay.
He works with, like, this guy that I love his art, Mike Diva. Mike Diva is, like, best known for doing the kawaii Donald Trump thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to know who did that, because I didn't know who it was.
It's, the style of it is, like, what I would consider, like, 8-bit or glitch or vaporwave.
Mm-hmm.
And this album's very, like, this track is called Dangerous Drug. I produced this track. It's
You know, I did Hell of a Drug.
Which I love that song.
And now this is Dangerous Drug. It's like kind of like the second part of that, like the aftermath of love being a drug.
Teaching our kids merely stay away from that stuff. But when they talk about drugs, no, that never mentions bullshit around the beats. Try to be perfect, but only attracted to shallow waters on the surface. Purpose is worthless. Need to love and to love unconditionally. It's useless trick to possess and a waste and a creation. Generation sex ain't gratification. I get so annoyed, so I turn off all of my notifications. Conversations are basic. I don't have the time or the patience.
I'm glad I'm playing this for you. Nobody hears this shit. Yeah. I just made this. I was having a panic attack in the studio while making this. I couldn't breathe, and I was somehow still like I was like dying.
Thank God, 'cause we did it. Can't take a joke, but my rhymes are not kidding. Boy, you fucking up with it. Sorry, not sorry, you finished, just quit it.
I might, the very last song. I might, the very last song. I might.
I feel like I've heard you do this song at the last show. Like it sound like I'm Better by Missy. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Okay.
Which is
Missy Elliott
crazy.
is my absolute idol. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Did I pull up on your bitch in a minivan? I gotta turn this damn bass down. No, he makes this so good. On your bitch in a Ford. I'm doing 100 on the highway, so if you do the speed limit, get the fuck out of my way. You about to get ran the fuck over. Yeah, my anxiety. Yeah, I don't think people know what anxiety is. Anxiety is like literally it's like being on a bad acid trip or a bad weed trip. It's like being outside of your body. It's really weird, and it's like I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, but in a sense, like I tell people this all the time, like I would. Like if you're an asshole, like yeah, sure, go ahead. It's been dissipating a little bit, but I don't know if I told you the story about the first time I had a panic attack. Like I've always had anxiety, probably since I was 9. And my anxiety, that's when it started, when I was 9 years old, for no reason. No 9-year-old has anxiety. Like, you know what I mean? No way, no little girl at 9 years old has anxiety or like existential crises, and it took on the form of a really bad eating disorder where I stopped eating. I was super depressed. I was essentially like a zombie, and I was like really young, and I had to be hospitalized and all sorts of shit, and that's when I started. I would like in the hospital I would rap, and there was a bunch of older girls in there because you know like most girls with an eating disorder are like in their teens or like 20s or whatever, and I was this little girl rapping like Eminem and Dr. Dre, and all the nurses would be like, "You can't swear, Melody, that's inappropriate." And it would be funny. I would like play pranks on the nurses and shit, and eventually I got better. But then eventually I started to get like OCD really bad, and the OCD was so bad that like it would all day I would be doing like counting and like weird rituals and stuff like that, and like nobody knows this. Like nobody knows this about me. I'm not told anybody because it's embarrassing.
I would like put on my clothes a certain way, I would walk a certain way, wash my face, brush my teeth, get in the car, put my seatbelt on like so many times. Like everything was meticulous. I was like a fucking robot. And I was like, I'm sick of this. Eventually I stopped it and I got rid of it. And I got on medication. And then I started getting panic attacks. So it's like no matter what, the anxiety always came back. Like a few years later, it was like, hey, like, you know, it was like my anxiety is like a fuck boy that you don't talk to, and then he like hits you up randomly on Facebook, like, hey, how you been? Except it's like really bad. So it's just bad. I can deal with fuck boys all day, but anxiety, like, I don't know. I was getting sore throats all the time, and it was hard. It was like hard for me to speak, like physically speak. I was afraid to sing, and I guess it was maybe me like being afraid to communicate something maybe that I wasn't communicating. I'm not really sure what, but that eventually went away because I started smoking, and that just completely took my anxiety away. It's like something I don't think I can help. I think it's genetic, and I fear getting close to people because that just causes havoc. Yeah, because I just fear like nothing lasts forever, and I don't want to go through anxiety again, and I feel like being with somebody is just going to create anxiety. There's been a few times where, I mean, like, it's literally consumed me all day. I've had to like lay down, I'm almost passed out. They think, oh, she's just stressed out, or she's dramatic, or they don't realize it's something like you necessarily can't help, and it's kind of like, it's impending doom. It's like you died and went to hell. I was at Ian's recording. It was super hard to breathe, and I somehow managed to record these songs, but when I was in the car, I was like about to pull over and call 911 because I thought I was going to pass out. And I eventually made it home, and I was so thankful my dad was there, because I would have, if my dad wasn't home, I would have probably called 911. The one day I did go to the ER though, and they took an EKG, they took blood work, they checked everything, they did a chest x-ray. He was like, you're probably one of the healthier people that's going to come in here this week, no joke. And I was like, well, that's reassuring, but it's still hard to breathe. I'm still getting panic attack. And then I went and got a pulmonary test, and I'm like afraid to get the results next week, and I'm hoping that they're going to be okay. I feel like no matter what, the anxiety is still going to be there, and I'm hoping like maybe I can get weed for it or something, because I don't want to be taking Klonopin, but that I can't help. It's definitely on my mom's side. My great-grandmother was apparently a hypochondriac. My poor uncle, he committed suicide, and what scares me is like I think a lot like him. Like when I was going through all those panic attacks, I was suicidal because I thought I can't live like this. Like I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it in this world. Oh God. Be alone, like learning things, than hanging out with people doing pointless shit. I find more solace in my room, being alone, learning and practicing things. What else can I play? Let's see. I don't know if you know the song. If you do, I'd be surprised, but how does it go? Wait.
Blackbird.
Blackbird taught me how to riff. Blackbird changed my life. Like he really.
Do you like mansions?
I love mansions. Just a rich white girl.
Like I don't know, like.
Mention mansions. That's insane to me that you fucking know mansions.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Fucking, you're amazing. Okay. This is my girl, but I haven't played the piano in probably a month or two. Probably 2 months. So I'm like relearning it like right now. It's crazy. Oh yeah. This is we have it. What the fuck? What the fuck? At nighttime is usually when I practice singing or riffing or rapping or writing or something of that sort. And since I moved back from New York and moved out of my ex-boyfriend's apartment, I've been living with my dad.
Feeling that you can't find my one. Fingers full of time.
Around that time, my parents got a divorce, so my mom wasn't around much, so it's just kind of been me and my dad. And at first, I thought it was going to be super depressing, but it actually turned out to be the best time of my life. And one thing I love about living with my dad is that he can sleep through anything. So I can usually practice at any hours and he doesn't even hear me at all. This is one of the reasons though why I feel like I can never have a roommate.
Oh my god.
Because I'm usually up singing in the middle of the night and I do not give a shit. In fact, I think my favorite part of my night is when it ends and I get to go cook and sing in my kitchen.
I think she either goes like faster or it's a little flutter. It's humanly impossible. So
I actually started learning how to riff from this vocal teacher on YouTube named Natalie Weiss, and I love her breaking down the riff series, and I love practicing those. Whenever I'm cooking and like breaking down riffs is so much fun to me. It's
oh yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
she's such a super nerdy vocal teacher, and I just love that.
Why don't you give her a
little dick, bitch. Never thought I could riff. Never thought I could rap fast. But I said, damn it, I will, if it kills me. And I learned. So, all that you're either born with it or you're not is all bullshit. It's all bullshit. If you really work at something and you really put your mind to it and you really want to fucking do it, you will, bitch. Might not be perfect. It might take you a while. But if you have to practice and learn how to do something, you'll always know how to do it. Whereas if you're born with it, you really don't know how you do it. You just do it. So I think it's better to know why rather than last note on the piano. Just doing it nonsensically, I guess. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. Shout out to Rist. He's seriously hip-hop producer. Give me a buzz and I tell the put to the crib. I know I got problems, but I swear to God I'm a light year away from the wind. But I can't see my vision, but I'm destined to kill this. Not a suspect of witness, strong milk but I give in. My pussy's a palace, bitches can't drop it. A hot poly pocket, put my finger in sockets. Electric Judas in the game, not 20K to botch it. I did a few lines and I wrote 1,000, but who really counting? My brain's so much shit cause my mind's always jogging. Take this face and then crop it. Asian dog with the drop kick. Surprise bitch, I just dropped in. Port Explorer, I'ma drop pins. S in the dick quite often. In my throat like your voice
sparks, and I'm kinda sound like I'm from boss. Oh shit, you didn't think that I let you get up on it easy, breezy. No covers for girls, they all standing in line for that freebie. He be eating that peanut butter from the jar, now we calling me reason. I don't have any more lines for this, but I'm coming back in. I give him the cookie, then I get the monster. I'm hungry, girl, my tummy's always grumbling. Fake bitches with the... I've always been ugly. Yeah, like... I really haven't even talked to you about this because, like, everybody thinks I'm just so happy and I have so much going on.